Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name is Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
So, if you weren't here last week, normally I wouldn't tell you to stop listening to this and go back to last week, but I'm kind of going to tell you to stop listening to this and go back and make sure that you listen to last week's episode, because you kind of need to, because this is a 2-part episode. So,
Episode 143.
Okay.
It means I love you.
Oh, you were waiting to pop that one out, eh?
I was.
Okay.
Is that Cody Simpson song?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Cody Simpson, I guess, is he a boy band adjacent?
Boy band at all. No.
Disney Channel?
Yes.
Anyways, our last episode was the first part of us going through some of the highlights, if you will, of Girl About Town. The story of a girl named Krista who went on tour with O-Town.
This is actually factual. This actually happened.
So we won't do too much more intro. We'll just jump right in. So if you need more information, definitely go back, listen to the episode from last week, and then rejoin us.
So where do we feel that we left off last
We left off at a point, I think they were at a hotel room somewhere.
Yeah, they're always on hotel.
Yes, Eric was sick. She went to go see him. He said she looked pretty.
Yes, good times. So, extremely long story short, Jacob hurt his back, needed a nurse on tour. His best friend's friend lost her job. She was a nurse, and now she's on tour. And living the fanfic dream, everyone. Living the fanfic dream.
But this actually happened.
And it was in 2001.
From her perspective.
So she was, when I say it actually happened, I mean, she was actually there. Whether or not these stories line up with the boy members, we don't know. I think Chinzia asked about
we did ask about it in our O-Town interview, which is episode 140. So if you want to go back there and see the reaction, they have not read this book, so they don't know.
But why haven't they read this book?
Because there was a cease and desist letter and it stopped it.
So this is a very rare book, over $1,000.
$1,000 on Amazon, or go back in time 20 years and get it like I did before it got pulled off. All right. So we are, I don't know.
Continuing our story.
Dinner with Dan is what it says. Okay, so Tuesday, June 19th, 9:30 p.m., Hyatt Hotel, North Carolina. Well, there's not much to say about North Carolina.
Ooh.
Except that it's hot, and there are a lot of crazy O-Town fans. Always good to refer to the people buying your book as crazy, but okay, let's continue on.
Shout out to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Today was a good day. Trevor, Ashley, Eric, Dan, and I went to Toys R Us before the show to pick up some board games, and we had the most fun.
Wait, Toys R Us, I guess, still they're still in business now?
No, they're bankrupt, no?
Yeah, like in Canada too?
I think so.
No, we
still have it.
Oh,
we do? Okay.
But I think in America they're bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yikers. Oh well.
But I
didn't remember.
They also have more toy stores in America.
Move on. I see a lot of post-its.
Okay. There is so much to play with in the store. We were throwing big balls at each other, stopping at all the video game sections where they have TVs hooked up with games. Ashley and I were on the hunt the whole time for Balderdash, our favorite game. When we finally had to leave, we realized we hadn't picked out one thing to buy since we'd been too busy playing with things. Oh well, we had fun and left feeling like kids who just spent an afternoon at the neighborhood carnival. I'm sure the staff was thrilled by this.
This is pre-COVID times, so you were allowed to touch things.
I felt bad for Jacob tonight because his back really hurt.
That's why you're on the tour!
Oh my gosh.
During the concert, he had to sit on a stool and sing while the other guys do the dances. It really sucks. But what are you gonna do? What am I gonna do? I think that Jacob and I might go home to San Diego for the first 4 days so he can have strict bed rest. All this traveling really does him in. Plus, a mini vacation for me. Yippee! I guess the next couple of shows on tour won't be a big deal for him to miss. Unless you're a fan of Jacob.
Yeah, that's
true.
I went out to dinner with Dan tonight. The radio station put on a show that had this big shindig at a steakhouse, and everyone was going to a club. But Jacob and Eric decided to order room service in their room, and Dan and I opted for a sports bar. I love Dan. We had a good time. He winks, which is so cute.
It's like Howie?
I guess he is the Howie of O-Town.
There you go.
Do you want my pickle? Wink. Will you pass the salt? Wink. We sat across from each other and watched baseball
I mean, the
and
pickle I
basketball.
get, but the salt I don't.
I feel like Dan probably wasn't being super dirty because I don't feel like Dan to be the ultimate dirty guy in this group. But
maybe back then.
In the interview, he claimed he knew he had nothing to worry about, so apparently he didn't know about this winking.
we watched baseball and basketball highlights on TV around the restaurant. He let me order first and was so considerate of the waiter, who was kind of slow. It's funny, we're totally different. Yeah, I think slow time-wise.
Oh, okay. I'm like, that's offensive.
I don't think she meant it in that way.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, okay.
It's funny, we're totally different, yet we get along really well. We talked about our quirks. Mine, I hate when people talk about themselves. Welcome to the book.
Awkward.
Okay, does anybody
Do you think she's self-aware?
Dan, does anybody want to guess what Dan
He has
has a quirk of?
I have no idea.
excessive winking.
No. He hates feet.
What?
And
But he
both
has feet.
You have to
I think
use
he means
feet.
foot fetishy thing.
Oh, okay. I was
He doesn't like to look at feet. I don't know.
okay.
Doesn't like
Do
to
you have your own feet?
And both of us hate orange juice with pulp.
Most people.
You know
don't
what?
like
The older
pop.
I'm getting, the better. I'm like, this kind of like, it's kind of drink
It's like a meal in a glass.
kind of, yeah. But yeah, younger, I hated it, yeah.
We talked about high school. We both played basketball and had a high school sweetheart. And our work ethic. His, I'm a very hardworking person. Mine, I'm kind of a slacker. Dan's the man. He really leveled with me about life out here. The homesickness, the exhaustion, so much is given up, sacrificed, but it's all worth it when you walk out on stage. There is no one or nothing quite like Eric, though.
Yeah, Eric Michael
Not
Estrada.
one thing has come of my little crush, but I know it's better that way. Tonight, when I left Dan in Eric's room to go with Dan, Eric said, "Hurry back and don't forget about us."
I don't
As soon
believe
as I
that.
walked,
That sounds like a weird thing to say, but okay.
as soon as I walked towards the door, I responded, "I'll be back soon. I wouldn't leave my favorites too long."
Oh, ouch. Thanks,
Ouch, Dan! Ouch!
Oh no.
Dick.
I winked at Eric and grabbed a baseball cap, put it on, and walked into the hall. P.S. Jacob just came in. We both fly home sweet home tomorrow. I'm back out to Florida on the 25th to meet up with the guys. I am certainly racking up my American Airlines mileage.
Oh, that's a thing that's gone too now.
Oof.
Yeah, those points.
Why does this say... Oh, there's a brief Nick Carter thing here. Hold on.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
Saturday, June 23rd, 6:30 a.m.
I know who Nick Carter is.
Yes, he is in the Backstreet Boys.
Yes, different band, but okay.
I have to record this dream before I forget it.
Oh
my God.
Nick from the Backstreet Boys and I were together.
That's why
It all started with us at a party. I was actually flirting and making plans to go out with some other guy. But as I walked up this flight of stairs, I needed to hold on to something. So Nick turned around and held my hand and walked with me up the stairs. I remember him being so tall. That started it all. We drank together, smoked together.
Hey, are you tall?
Let's drink and smoke. We kissed a lot.
There's the icebreaker right there.
They kissed and held hands.
Because he's tall.
I was his girlfriend. I remember that we were so excited to have sex, but we never did because I woke up. So sweet. I love that dream.
That was unnecessary to put here, I think.
Yes, agreed.
That was just clout chasing.
I was just like, oh, Nick Carter's in the...
Oh, Lord.
She did not meet him. No.
Nope. Can I write a book and just make up shit and put it in there?
Yes.
Why not?
All right.
It's called fan fiction, which is a lot of what this is.
It kind of
Yeah.
feels like that.
Alrighty.
Me and Saddam Hussein.
Wow.
Okay.
Moving along. Chapter 5. Tuesday, June 26, 2 p.m. O-Town's house. Orlando, Florida. Okay, guys, it's ready to hear about O-Town's house.
Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
it is hopefully factual.
Oh, to be rich. I am in Orlando at the O-Town house. Were they rich, though? Or
No.
did
Luke
Lou have...
Perlman was rich by taking
let-
other people's money.
I thought the record label gave them that house.
Well, because they were also on a TV show. So I
Yeah,
feel like
so it was like part of the
production.
deal.
Like, I don't think they own this house.
No.
themselves.
Yeah,
It was
I don't
okay.
think
But
so.
okay,
Okay. Oh, to be rich. Okay.
I am in Orlando at the O-Town house sitting on a lawn chair. sunbathing.
That's nice.
Hands down,
You
this is
could
the
afford
nicest
another
house I have
chair.
ever seen. Well, because it was on TV. So.
Oh, true.
First and foremost, let it be known, the house is decorated as though it was done just for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go there.
Ashley has the master bedroom. It's tight. It's painted a bright red and blue and decorated in Superman with all wrought iron and glass furniture.
Okay.
Does not
Interesting.
sound welcoming at all.
No.
Okay.
No.
His carpet is
tight.
black.
Yikes.
Don't get black wood.
Oh my.
And he has a wrought iron bookcase filled with books.
Like his books? or-
Truly, my fellow nerd.
Okay.
And tons of pictures of family and friends. None of the pictures are in frames. Okay?
Should
They're
they be?
just propped up against random things in the room. He has 2 wooden...
Production couldn't buy him any frames.
No.
The dollar store is closed.
Yeah.
He has 2 wooden bedside tables painted gray on either side of his bed, which reminds me, that's really good feng shui. Feng shui. In the bedroom, it's important to have symmetry. Jacob's abode is the guest house.
Ouch.
Well, maybe he wanted a
I
bigger
think he
house.
Why didn't she live in the guest house?
Because
She doesn't live there at all.
she's just visiting for a few days.
Okay.
It's cool. All tan wicker furniture. She's a golden girl. And a big unfinished wood closet. A mural has been painted across one whole wall of an octopus underwater. It's so colorful. Jacob's carpet is tan. Does it match the tray?
Oh my.
And his bedspread is green. He has a framed picture on his dresser of him and his brother and sister.
Oh, Jacob got framed.
Oh, see? We see who's the more important one.
Wicker furniture is a lot less than wrought iron.
Yeah.
He had more to his budget. Yeah. I love that he has that. Oh, I love that there's no picture of Janie, though. Okay. He has 6 guitars mounted on the wall in colors that range from red to blue to black. I love Jacob's room. It's private and cozy. Dan's room is my favorite, though. It's very peaceful in exactly how I pictured it would be. Didn't the boys say that in our interview, how peaceful Dan's room was?
Yes, that they actually did. How Dan had to have like peace in his room, and he had to have calmness and all this.
Yeah, so there you go.
So it's not all lies.
Okay, on brand.
This is exactly how I pictured it would be. It has brown Chinese character symbol pictures framed and hung on the wall. So he gets frames for his characters, yes. And all the furniture is from Pottery Barn.
Ooh, Pottery
Big
Barn.
Monday.
Wasn't that on
Friends, yes.
Okay. There is a wooden desk with a lamp.
Ooh, that lamp.
And a wooden dresser that is about 5 feet high with metal knobs.
Do we need to know?
A bedside table sits on the right side of the
Clearly.
bed next to the window. On the table is another lamp
Oh my gosh!
and a black portable phone.
Ooh.
The walls are painted light green and the room has beige carpet with tan throw rugs inside the doorway and at the foot of the bed. When you walk into Dan's room, you feel like taking a deep breath and sitting down.
Sure.
Trevor's room is very typical Trevor, the forever frat boy. The room is painted forest green. Sorry, this just reminds me of when we were watching Together, and they're just like, oh, my favorite color is blue. My favorite color is blue. Like, no, you need to be like Robin's egg blue, and you're like the other blue.
Yeah.
So he is forest green.
Okay.
And has all wooden furniture. His carpet is tan, and his comforter is plaid, red, green, and navy blue. On the he has a big mirror perched on top of his dresser with pictures lining the inside and hats hanging on both corners. He has a shadow box with golf memorabilia hung on the wall, along with a big blown-up picture of him and his dad and uncle on a golf course. There are 2 bedside tables. 10 points for symmetry.
Oh my god.
Eric's room I was not allowed into. Eric's room isn't all what I had expected. Love his room to look like just a big poster of her. I don't know. His walls are painted beige, and there is a huge American flag hung over his bed. Waterbed, I might add, with a green comforter.
Remember
and tan
water
pillows.
beds?
I
Yeah.
love water beds. I want one. Or I loved it when I was a child.
When you were
I
a
feel like
child,
that
yes.
always
Now I don't think so.
And I feel like you'd be like, ugh.
And then you like fall over probably.
Okay, so he has tan pillows. On either side are antique trunks that have big model ships on them. The furniture is all unfinished wood. There is a bookcase, a dresser, and a desk. Eric keeps his TV on his dresser, and his VCR and DVD player are perched on the shelf in the bookcase.
2001, man. People
I
have
know.
VCRs.
Yeah, but
He
Those
only
were the
has
days.
I know.
he only has one picture up, and it's him and Janet Jackson.
Wow.
Oh, good grief! How can I compete with that? She's Janet Jackson.
Oh, good grief.
You
grief.
don't compete?
I don't know, Charlie Brown.
Yikes.
Eric is he's the one who gave me the official tour of the O-Town House in Orlando. The one we've all seen on MTV's Making the Band. After showing me the inside, he took me around to the gated backyard with a tennis court
Nice.
and a basketball court.
Nice.
The lawn has perfect, thick, lush green grass. Their home is truly gorgeous, but I'm not wild about Florida weather. It feels so oppressive, really hot and muggy, which makes it nearly impossible to have a good hair day. Right now, the boys are at rehearsal, but I didn't feel like going. I couldn't wait for them to leave so I could put on my bathing suit and jump into the pool. Did I mention they have an indoor pool?
Ooh, and 2 lamps.
Yes. Oh my.
Eric confession. Oh, okay, yes, okay.
Okay, so now we're moving.
There's
on
a
to
confession coming.
another
Woo!
post-it note.
Oh, there's other shit. Okay, so...
Yeah, we can't read the whole
We
book.
can't reading the whole book. Okay, so
Like, we got enough about the home decor.
they
the
come,
last-
back, they come back from rehearsal. 10:45, Ashley goes to bed. It's just him and Eric alone.
Him and Eric?
It's her and Eric alone.
Okay.
Should I tell him how I feel? We're sitting here. I haven't said anything. He
Yeah,
wants
might
me to
as
give
well.
him a neck massage because his neck hurts.
Hell yes. That's a great time to confess something.
Absolutely.
1 a.m.
You can choke him if
Eric?
he says no.
Eric just went upstairs to go to bed. I am sitting on the couch watching VH1 behind the music for 2 hours with him. I didn't say anything about my feelings toward him the whole time. I'm about to burst. I feel like I have to tell him. At least I have to know if I do or ever will have a chance with him. If I don't have a chance, at least I'll know so I can deal with it, move on, and stop wondering.
Well, that's not going to make the job awkward.
My still small voice is telling me to do it. I have to tell him. Do it now. Okay, wish me luck. I'm going in.
Okay.
And then there is
Good
a
luck?
quote. To be truly heroic, you must stare in the face of what you fear the most. Amy Brennerman from Judging Amy.
I like that show.
Okay, so that was 1 o'clock. 4:30 a.m.
Oh, you waited this long? You guys fucking
It is
tired.
now, or maybe
No,
she
I
waited and
believe
then
this is after the convo, maybe.
So did she just like keep her diary with her at all times?
Probably.
So it starts with another quote.
Oh.
So
Oh, shit.
falling in love consists merely in uncorking the imagination and bottling up common sense.
Oh,
Helen Rowland.
Wait. Say that one again.
Falling in love consists merely in uncorking the imagination and bottling up common sense.
So
Helen-
That's not a good quote.
Hold on. So you're shoving the confession into a bottle. Okay, I don't care.
She is in love and she's uncorking it and she's getting rid of her common sense and talking to him.
is
how I'm reading that.
Okay, that makes more sense.
It's a good way to.
I told him that was quite possibly, well, no, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever done, but maybe. I walked up to his door and knocked. When Eric opened the door, wearing only his white underwear,
Oh boy.
he stood in the doorway with a shocked look on his face. Except for the light from the TV on his dresser that was tuned to MTV, the room was dark. Yeah, because it's 1 a.m. He quickly hopped back into bed, and I walked towards him and sat on the edge of the mattress. I grabbed a pillow, held it close to my chest, and began to recite what I had planned to say. Eric, I'm so sorry to come up here like this, but if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. He stared at me with eyes wide open. He almost looked scared.
Yeah.
I would be scared too.
I took a deep breath.
The house is on fire. Take a
Have
deep
you
breath.
ever thought of me in any other way than just friends? I mean, when you think about a girl, is it ever me? My eyes had moved slowly from the comforter to his eyes and back down to the comforter. The lighting was so dim, I wanted to see his every facial expression, but I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to stare at him. I wanted him to look into my eyes. He was quiet for about 10 seconds, looking stunned and focused on the air in front of him. Krista, this is the most bold thing I have ever seen a girl do. I find it so attractive that you came up here and told me flat out how you feel. You just totally put yourself out there. I am in complete shock. I was not expecting anything like this when I opened the door. I had no idea. My breath was hanging on every word. I kept waiting for the next sentence, which I hoped would be able to tell me that he liked me too. But I knew deep down that wasn't going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I was right.
Oh!
Well, at least she knows.
What do you say?
I don't want you to hate me, Krista.
Yeah.
But I have just never thought about you and me like that.
Ooh.
Inside, I cringed.
Yeah.
It was all I could do.
I'm cringing.
to
Yeah,
hold
yes,
back my-
Exactly.
Right now.
Cringing in solidarity, Krista.
Yes.
Ah, yikes.
He continued, Krista, why me? I mean, I should have a manly voice. Why me? I mean, I have no idea you felt this way. Are you sure? You really like me?
That was
Okay, this
great.
is not going the way I had hoped.
Yeah.
Shouldn't he have jumped out of bed and rushed to my side, beaming with happiness that I felt this way towards him?
You watch way too much movies.
I wasn't really expecting trumpets to sound. Or farts. But I did hold that glimmer of hope that just maybe he would choose me. But really, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out that this would be the inevitable outcome.
Yep.
Eric told me that he found me attractive. But he thinks it's a foundation of friendship rather than romantic.
Yeah.
I was mortified, embarrassed as all hell. He said he thought about kissing me to see if there was anything there. Oh, okay. That would have been great for me if he did and found out he didn't feel anything. So here I was, so I guess he didn't, sitting on the edge of Eric's waterbed, wearing a white wife beater, dark denim shorts, and zebra slippers, wishing I was anywhere but there.
Ouch.
Why would my still small voice do this to me? I couldn't figure it out. Should I be offended that he wouldn't give us a chance? Or should I be happy that he respects me and refused to take advantage of me? Which, let's not lie, he could have done.
Would it have been so bad for a boy bander to take advantage of you? Putting it up there?
There's a lot of talk.
Keep reading, please.
It was going to be awkward now. I've made it awkward. I probably should never have said anything. But I need to remember to keep a positive outlook. What's done is done. I've told him, now I just have to think of how I can improve the situation. No regrets. I just don't get it. He tells me he likes the way I dress. He loves girls that are upbeat. He thinks it's awesome when girls wear hats. Why doesn't he like me?
I think it's awesome that girls wear hats.
Shoes,
Finally.
too. Yes, hats are allowed. I closed my eyes for a moment and then got up to leave. I wanted to stay and just keep talking to him. But as if my constant presence would somehow make him change his mind.
Nope.
But I felt pathetic and suddenly wanted to be by myself.
Yeah, we could
try to figure out exactly what had happened. I don't remember what went through my head as I left the room and walked down the hall, but I know I could still smell him on my shirt.
Well,
Since we had hugged
What? Oh, I was
for
like,
about a
where
minute
did you get this
before I
smell?
left. His scent will be the death of me yet. I changed my shirt before falling asleep. That reminder would have been too much to bear in my dreams.
yikes.
Yes.
That's quite the confession description.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So at least she put it out there.
At least she knows now.
I guess.
So she can stop.
Man,
Alrighty,
that
so now we're
cringe
moving
was hard,
ahead.
though.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I got up in the nick of time to take a shower and hop in the car with Jacob and Eric for rehearsal. Eric came into Jacob's room while I was wrapped in my towel, putting on my makeup, and said, "Hi, towel girl."
Wait. You putting on your makeup while you're still in a towel?
She's out of the shower.
But aren't you gonna be like
Why
sweaty and
is she
nasty?
naked in Jacob's room?
No, she's in her own room, I think.
She just said Eric came into Jacob's room while
Why is she naked in Jacob's
I don't know.
Oh. No, because she's staying at the O-Town house, right? And
Okay,
she's
I
in
still
Jacob's
don't
room.
understand.
He's in the guest house. Maybe there's more room.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Hi, towel girl. I said hi and turned around. I just wanted to die. I wanted to say to Jacob, sorry about your back and everything, but I'm going home. Rehearsal went well. Jacob and I sat on the couch and watched the other guys learn the dance with their new song with Ed, the choreographer. I still won't let Jacob dance, so he and I hung out and did crossword puzzles on the couch next to the stereo. We took a break from our productive sitting to go to Subway for lunch. As we walked up to the counter, O-Town's All or Nothing, their number one single right now, blared over the speakers.
Nice.
Jacob and I kind of looked at each other. It was a definite moment. We smiled at each other, and that second I was so proud of him. When you're an up-and-coming musician, the ultimate dream is to hear your song played on the radio. Jacob had made it there, and I couldn't be more proud. The girl behind the counter started singing along to the words. I knew that Jacob and I were thinking the exact same thing. She's so cute. She's singing it because he's standing right here. Another female employee came out from the back and asked the girl, who sings this? I think it's the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, God.
Ow, my feelings.
Jacob and my eyes locked and we were both about to crack up. We paid for our food and giggled our way to the car. Yes, I thought that was kind of funny.
It is funny.
Oh, I think this is... Okay, hold on. So we get back. Creed was outside playing football in the parking lot
Of the Subway?
of the recording, the dance studio thing. It was trippy. It's so weird to see celebrities up close and personal. I guess a lot of recording artists rehearse here. R. Kelly's Corvette was in the parking lot too. Good grief.
Ooh, R. Kelly did not age well.
Nope, did not. I had my first overwhelming experience with fans today.
Oh, Lord.
I was outside smoking a cigarette when 4 girls called me over. I went over and said, hi. They were outside of their car listening to music, sitting on the hood. They'd been waiting there for hours just to watch the guys walk into the studio and back out again later that night. This still happens.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
I wonder if any of these girls are listening to this. So anyways, I was stunned when they took out pictures they had of Ashley and me, which were taken when I wasn't even paying attention, and asked if I was his girlfriend. Okay, first of all, the pictures were taken at one of their concerts about 2 weeks ago, and that day I just happened to be walking next to Ashley on the way to the dressing room. All the other guys were with us, but the picture was a close-up of just Ashley and me. They had another picture of Ashley whispering in my ear. I agreed that it did look like he was kissing my ear, but I specifically remembered him saying to me, Krista, a fan just touched my nipple.
Oh.
Which, if you look at Ashley nowadays, the nipples everywhere.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, 8 girls who were introducing themselves surrounded me. Some were from Florida, 3 had driven from South Carolina, and 1 from New York. I specifically remember her when we were in New York. Weird.
Bless
and each
you.
took out a small
turn off the
photo
fan?
album of pictures that they had taken with the guys. It's so amazing to me. I couldn't even begin to know how to find my favorite band in person. How would I know where the Dixie Chicks rehearse?
Oh, this is before Google.
Yes.
And how do they have enough pictures to fill an album? I told them I was Jacob's nurse and that my name was Krista and I was from San Diego. They were flipping out. They thought that was the most awesome thing they ever heard. O-Town's nurse? I was just about the coolest thing since sliced bread. Never mind, it all took me by surprise. I guess the fascination with my situation became normal to me. This is the They showed me an email that they had gotten from a fan in New Jersey. Her name was Julie, and she described a sexual encounter she had with... Want to guess?
With?
This lady?
A member of O-Town, what do you have?
Oh. Ashley?
No,
we talked about it in the interview.
Did we?
It was an email
it was an email.
about...
Lou Pearlman?
No!
Okay, we're just going to move on.
Okay, sorry.
Trevor. So apparently Julie...
that!
Apparently Julie from New Jersey had sex with Trevor and has sent an email out.
Fair. I mean, I guess I would too.
Guess what, guys?
This is before internet.
It went into detail, stating that he was... Anyone want to guess how many inches?
Oh. 7?
9 inches.
Wow.
Creative in his choice of positioning.
Okay.
And can go on forever.
Wow.
Because he's Trevor.
I was fascinated. As we all were. This is where we said, Trevor, she said you had a really big dick. And he's like, well, not everything in this book is a lie. And the other guy's like, well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
So she was fascinated.
Oh, God.
Of course, this was just some fake email from some girl who wanted attention. B, if it really happened, would some girl actually write about it? C, this couldn't possibly be true. 9 inches? Wow. How long is forever? And I can't help but wonder, what kind of positions? They told me I should keep the email.
Okay, that's nice.
Of course, I had to read it to him later that night.
Yeah, very good. For sure.
I had a huge smirk on my face the whole time. I literally would have done this exact same thing.
Yeah, same.
100%. A huge smirk on my face as I read it aloud. I stared at him with an expression on my face that said, 9 inches, huh? I had to ask, Trev, is it true? All the while I was laughing as I swept my hair up in my hands and piled it on top of my head, looking around for a pencil. He presented me with his penis. He presented me with a pen from inside his backpack.
Oh my God, that's funny.
That was really cute that he knew what I was looking for. He then said, in his usual suave little way, wouldn't you like to know?
Hey-o.
I guess you'll just have to wait and see. I reacted flirty and sarcastic and said, oh, I will I? Because somewhere down the road, we're going to have sex? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Outside, the fans were telling me how much they think you look like Britney. They did ask what I thought, and I told them, no, if she did, I would have slept with her already. And I haven't slept with her yet. Burn,
Yikes.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That was good.
My mouth dropped open. Not for the 9 inches. I was completely unprepared for that one. I sort of smiled and said, yet? I love how, not the fact that he said, you don't look like Britney, so I'm not banging you, but she's like, oh, yet? Oh, we're gonna see.
You know what else I would like to point out? Just this morning of this day, she was like, Eric doesn't love me. And then by afternoon, she's like, oh, Trevor,
It literally is. It is literally the same day. I just went to go look at the days on it. Oh
She
my
moves quickly.
Wow.
God. Yeah, I haven't even tried. Oh, I see. So when you try, I'm actually going to go along with it? We'll see, Brittany. There was a confused look on my face. But I thought I didn't look like Brittany. If I did, we would have had sex. And I could have had something in common with hundreds of girls around the country. Thank you, Trevor. How special. Oh, Krista. I haven't had sex with hundreds of girls around the country. I believe in performance over numbers. I don't have sex with just anyone. Well, that's a good thing because I'm not just anyone. I'm Krista, and that's very special.
I also
went
really just
outside
need
and had
to interject, and Chinzia writes like notes on these sticky notes that you probably can't see to remind herself what they're about. And I saw this one, and it says Trev, and it looks like it says 911. But now I realize it's 9 inches.
9 inches, baby. Well, next post-it note is party.
Oh, party.
So this is the next day. All right, I surely had an interesting night last night. Eric, Jacob, Ed, the choreographer, and I went for sushi after rehearsal.
Yum.
Jacob drove us in his red BMW, and we got home around 8 p.m. The 4 of us were shocked to find 20 or more people mingling in the family room.
No.
Friends of friends. It wasn't long before the budding party grew to 100 people.
Yikes.
95% of whom were girls who all had on their club attire. I found them to be so ridiculous.
Where did they come from?
Where does anyone come from?
Yeah, okay.
So they would have come from Trevor
There's
and
still
Dan.
so many
I guess.
post-it notes.
Yeah,
This
I'm gonna
is
check.
pre-COVID times and you're allowed to hang out with people.
They're so ridiculous. They all look the same. Midriffs, tight pants, platform, and crazy hair, all piled on top of their heads.
Did you just
Did you just
not okay.
They're so preoccupied with trying to impress the guys and attract attention. You can practically see the drools coming out of their mouth as they worked really hard to pretend the party was no big deal. I was surprised the guys weren't into it. I totally thought Trevor would be, but he was doing laundry. Jacob got annoyed pretty quickly and went to his room, locking the guest house door. Dan went up to his room as well, coming down to get an orange juice.
Who invited these people then? If not
Ashley was
did?
talking to people. So I guess Ashley. I
Okay,
guess.
all right, okay.
Ashley was talking to people. He's so friendly and hospitable, a regular Mr. Personality. Girls were practically falling over. Thankfully, Eric seemed completely unimpressed. He would melt into the mass of people only to get a drink and socialize a few minutes before he went to go watch TV. I was relieved and surprised and hoped my good fortune would last. I felt a bit anxious, though, as I waited, hoping to see him go up to his room to bed. Then I would know he was alone. But what if he met a girl? Ah, no, Eric kept to himself. God love him. Around 1:20 a.m., I thought everyone began to clear out so I could get some sleep. Remember, my bed is the couch in the family room. Although she showers in Jacob's.
Okay.
But they didn't. Instead, more people showed up. Great. Trevor came downstairs to get his clothes out of the dryer and walked past me. You can sleep in my room tonight if they don't leave. I'm sure they'll leave soon. I'm sure they won't. The offer still stands. I don't know why. After 3 cigarettes, I got restless and impatient. As a last resort, I walked up the stairs and knocked on Trevor's door. He awoke right away as I walked in. Although it was dark, I could see his silhouette sitting up in bed and his legs hanging over the side with his back to me. Can I sleep in here, Trev? People are still downstairs. Yeah, just let me put some shorts on. Close your eyes. Trevor, it's dark. Just stand up. I can't see anything anyways of your 9-inch penis. Oh, yeah. He stood up, put shorts on that were on the floor next to his bed. He pulled down the covers on the right side of the bed as I walked over to lie down next to him. Within seconds, I was positioned on my back, and he turned towards me and sort of curled up. He burrowed his face into, not her breasts, into the corner of his pillow, and I could feel his breath on my shoulder. I thought that was cute. He reminded me of a little boy.
That you're in bed with?
Yeah, I was kind of nervous. I didn't know whether he was going to attempt to try anything or not. Okay.
You just said he
fine.
sounded... Okay, never mind. Yeah. Never mind. Keep
I lay
reading,
there
please.
feeling somewhat tense with my eyes wide open, fixated on the dark ceiling. After a few minutes, he began snoring softly, and I felt relief come over me as I closed my eyes and fell asleep too. Okay. As I woke up the next morning, around 11:30, Trevor had gotten up for golf at 7:15. I lay there for a couple minutes, sort of remembering last night. Trevor didn't try anything. Eric didn't hook up with anybody. Ashley, Jacob, and I had too much fun looking at a picture book of animals having sex. A very successful night.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think there's
Very
anything-
successful
There's nothing
night.
really entertaining going on there. Okay, skipping ahead. Party Eric girl. Okay.
Oh, another party.
Another party.
So now it's Friday at noon. I'm not going to lie, I have the ability to see a girl and know whether she has a chance with one of the boys. You wouldn't believe some of the girls. She seems so judgy.
Yeah. Insecure much?
Yeah.
As we're judging her, so I guess.
Well, okay, because we're on the other side. Like, she's like, I work for them. And we're like, well, we're fans of them. So you wouldn't have to work for them if they weren't getting money from fans. So we're symbiotic here. We both need to rely on each other. So perhaps back a girl up a little bit, please.
Alrighty. So you wouldn't believe some of the girls I saw at the party last night. Some were okay looking, but most of these girls dress so hoochie.
Hoochie.
Hoochie mama. My favorite thing about them is they just put on an attitude as if they don't really care if the guys notice them, or they don't really like O-Town. If you come over to their house for a party all dolled up, you know you're looking for them to notice you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair assessment.
Well, I mean, people
But
gotta
also-
flex, right? Like, you can't just
You
be
don't.
like,
I love you. You can't
me
just
back.
go to their waterbed at 1 a.m. and confess your love to them.
right.
This is
In
true.
your tank top and denim shorts.
Yes.
Okay.
And zebra zippers.
The girls would walk in with all their little tube tops and hair all done. To be positively honest, I don't know if I really think these girls are dumb or if I'm just scared the guys will think I'm ugly in comparison. Okay.
Okay, all right. There's the truth.
I know that sounds immature, but come on, you know you'd feel the same way. Ah, screw it. I decided I'm not going to change my clothes, and I wore khaki cargo pants and a t-shirt. My hair was down.
I was just about to ask what she was wearing, so thank God.
Her hair was down, I had flip-flops on, and I was perfectly comfortable.
Good.
There's a quote from Sharon Stone that says,
Your job is to be their nurse.
I don't believe makeup in the right hairstyle alone can make a woman beautiful. The most radiant woman in the room is the one full of life and experience. Sharon Stone, actress.
Okay.
There are about 50 people dancing in the living room next to the mirrored wall in a huge stereo system. 20 or more outside with a beer in a hand and a cigarette in the other. 30 were in the family room, talking on the couches and downing an array of drinks. Beer, vodka and cranberry juice, wine coolers, rum and coke, and margaritas. I had retreated to the sofa with Ashley and sipped on my blended margarita. No salt. He had vodka and cranberry juice. 10 minutes prior, Ashley and I had engaged in a conversation with a seriously unattractive guy who had bad breath and wouldn't stop talking about some record deal he had just gotten. I wonder who that was.
I'm not going to say.
Ashley and I were pinching each other on the other side of our thighs while trying to think of a creative way not to talk to him anymore. Finally, Mr. Record Deal left. Ashley and I began discussing books. I told him I have a list of books I want to read in my life. Moby Dick, blah, blah, blah. Okay, nobody cares. Then we started talking about Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. We love them.
Oh. Yikes.
And that's when I saw her.
Jennifer Aniston?
No, Eric was talking to a girl.
Okay.
And no lie, I had seen her earlier and thought she had zero chance to make an impression.
But I thought she had an uncanny ability.
Damn it, my ability must be failing. She had light brown hair. I want to know if this girl ever read this book. Okay.
Yeah.
Light brown hair pulled in a low ponytail.
And looked like a cunt.
Red lipstick and kind of a big butt.
That's nice.
No, it's not.
Yeah, what's not to like?
She had on a sheer black long sleeve shirt with black pants. No shit, sure. And she had a Brazilian accent.
Ooh.
I'm a goner. She
Yeah.
loves accents.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Do you think he liked like the Newfie accent?
Okay, don't be ridiculous.
Oh no,
Oh, dear.
Eric, please don't talk to her. I immediately wanted to throw up, but then I reminded myself, he's just talking to her.
He said no to you.
Maybe they're old pals.
She already forgot.
Yep, him and his old Brazilian pal. No, wait, it gets better. Eric gets a portable stereo and heads upstairs with her to his room.
Oh!
Since the stairs are facing the couch I'm sitting on, he and I made eye contact.
Awkward.
He looked right at me and said, "She's a songwriter. I'm going to play her some songs." Play her?
Right.
Yeah, sure you are, Eric. And I'm so sure she's a songwriter. She's probably 19.
Thank God.
Okay. Well, and there's a quote, but I won't read it. While Jacob was barbecuing, Ed and I went outside, smoked cigarettes, chilled on lawn chairs, and started talking about all the bizarre girls at the party. FYI, earlier in the night, Ed nicknamed me Anybody's, since I reminded him of the girl best friend in the movie West Side Story. Is that like the manly kid? Okay.
That's not very nice.
He said something that will always stick with me. Okay. Anybody's. You're in a position where you're lucky enough to have the guy's friendship, respect, honesty, and care. That is worth so much more than any of the thing that these girls have with them. He was
Interesting.
right. What I have is really important. Even if the songwriter is prettier than I am, she probably spends far too much time at the gym. I know I had come to the point where I felt like I didn't even have to try so hard. The guys like me for me, and I like them for them. We have each other's back. We talk about things, we live together. It's not about always feeling like I have to look good or act a certain way.
Okay.
We are more than that. Defining moment. Okay. Okay. I hung out mostly with Dan and Trevor later in the night. Around midnight, Dan was packing up his suitcase in his room, and I grabbed a beer and went to read a magazine on his bed. Trevor joined in our antisocialness, and the three of us began listening to music and singing our hearts out to Boys to Men into Dan's brushes that were used as microphones. All of a sudden, a soaking wet girl burst into Dan's room. She had clearly either taken a shower with all her clothes on or dove into the pool. What kind of weirdos dive into
Yeah.
She was drunk and loud, and it's safe to say we were all looking at her like she was crazy and wondering why she had burst into Dan's room. She took off her wet dress and revealed that she was wearing no underwear or bra.
Whoa! Oh boy!
We all sort of gasped as the dress hit the floor. Dan looked down immediately and rustled. See, nothing to worry about, Dan. And rustled in his drawers for boxers and a t-shirt to give her. Trevor and I turned towards each other and were laughing, embarrassed and uncomfortable. There she stood, a strange naked girl, dripping wet with both her nipples pierced, very visible tan lines, and did I mention she was naked?
Wow.
I think I want to get my boobs done. I'm a stripper, and it's important for me to have...
Well, there you go. That explains a lot.
See?
It's important for me to have perfect boobs. What do you think, Trevor? At this point, Trevor was looking down at the floor at his finger. Yeah, probably because Krista was there.
Yeah.
Coughing, anything to not look at her or have to answer. I thought this was strangely gentlemanly of him. I didn't know if his actions were because he was being polite or because she was just really ugly.
Oh!
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
Oh my
you.
God.
I wasn't looking either. So if you weren't looking, how do you know that she's really ugly?
There you go.
No, they're fine.
She noticed her friggin' tan lines, and then her nipples were pierced, but she
I
wasn't
wasn't looking.
So ugly. Oh my God. No, they're fine. She put on a shirt and shorts. Dan handed to her and said, "Everyone is pushing each other in the pool downstairs. Everyone's soaked. I'm going to go back down." With that, she turned and exited. That was quite possibly the most bizarre thing I have ever witnessed. The three of us just silently looked at each other after she walked out. I ended up sleeping in Dan's bed. It was the couch thing again. We went to bed at 4 a.m., which sucks since we had to be up at 5 a.m.
Oh, that sucks.
While we were lying there, Dan said, "Krista, you are the first girl I've had in this bed." Dan is so cute. I told him I was honored. Okay.
That's a little sad. But yeah,
How are we doing time-wise?
I have no idea.
I forgot to put a timer on.
47 minutes.
Okay,
So we still got some time.
Trev, room number, think of Eric. Okay. I don't know what that means.
Trev Rubner.
Okay, so people had gone out.
Trev room.
Most people
Yes,
were going out.
Eric.
She didn't want to go out. So Jacob was going to wait for Janie, and he was going to hang out. She was going to hang out with Jacob. We'll play cards and order food. Janie's supposed to be here around midnight. Fun. I was excited.
Janie is the girlfriend of Jacob.
Yes.
And her best friend.
And her best friend. Okay.
As Jacob exited the elevator on the 5th floor, I told him I'd come to his room in a little bit. Trevor and I were both on the 7th floor. As the elevator doors opened, we exited and headed down the same hallway. We were side by side. Our paces were the same. Left, right, left, right. Apparently marching. We were walking in silence until Trevor said, "I have 15 minutes before I have to meet my friends." We looked at each other as he turned down the hallway to our right. "Is that how long it takes? That's forever?"
I was about to ask this question.
Awesome. What's your room number? I asked, smiling. See, I feel like, okay, as much as we shit upon Krista, I feel like I would also be saying the same things to the boys.
Yeah.
Not the Eric thing, but. What's your room number? I asked, smiling. 708, he said without turning around. He said it kind of seriously. I watched him continue down the hall for a split second, and then I walked the opposite hallway to my room. Of course I didn't go to his room. It's just a game. I was curious if he thought there was a chance I would actually follow him. I wondered to myself if he was all serious. What was he thinking? I made myself a cup of tea in the room. Yes, because that's more fun than they had honey and sweet and low. God bless this hotel. I sat on the balcony with my tea and pathetically thought of Eric.
Oh my
We
God.
were cool today.
Eric doesn't
He came
care.
up to Jacob's room before sound check to hang out and hugged me as he walked in. We played cards and it felt like just like the good old days. The good old days of a month or two ago. Eric, Jacob, and I crowded around the coffee table, snacking on the trays of fruit and crackers that were delivered to the rooms. Jacob beat the crap out of Eric and me at hearts. Eric got a couple calls on his cell phone during our card game. I was going crazy, wondering if it were girls.
Oh my God.
I started thinking, I think I'm starting to understand the whole songwriter girl scenario. By the way, she spelled songwriter so many different ways in this. Okay. Eric likes girls like him. He has the world at his feet right now, so why not take advantage?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be tied down to one girl. Eric, oh Eric. Of course he doesn't like me. He wants to be crazy and have fun, and he wouldn't be able to do that on the road if I were there and we were together. It's perfectly explainable.
That's the reason, I'm sure.
I'm trying hard to justify this to myself. My pride is broken. Skipping ahead. Bobby. Oh, okay. So now we are in LA. It is 5 o'clock. She's in her hotel room. She does not say what hotel.
AM or PM?
5 p.m.
Okay.
Bobby. So Bobby is her friend from home.
Okay.
So they live in California, so some friends have met up with them at this point. Bobby went back to the hotel with me to get ready for tonight. We hadn't really talked about our fight. Oh, I guess they had some sort of fight, but I'm sure it's not important. And we were both kind of weird around each other all day. After my shower, he was out sitting in the living room watching TV. I went out there to do my makeup and sat on the couch. It was there that I learned one of the biggest lessons of my life, which I was quite honestly unprepared for.
Oh boy.
Bobby said, Krista, I don't know how to even prep you for this. I'm just going to come out and tell you. Krista, I like you. I love you, I think. I mean, I've always loved you, but I've fallen in love with you.
Ooh. Oh.
What? I sat stunned.
Now you know how Eric feels.
I mean, Bobby is my friend, a best friend at that. I had no idea he felt that way about me. My mouth sort of fell open. To say I was shocked is an understatement. So many thoughts went through my head. I didn't know where to start. I kind of wished it was already over. Would you say she sat for maybe 10 seconds? That's the process. He went on to say, I sometimes act rude towards you as a subconscious tactic to make myself not like you. I am so sorry for how I've been acting. Okay, now let's take it back a couple years. The 411 of Bobby and me is as follows. We've known each other since grade 8. Well, I should say we've known of each other. I always knew who he was. About a year ago, we bonded when we found out we had the same friends. He was a best friend to Jacob and Janie in high school, and I went to a different school and we ran with different crowds. He's a good-looking guy, brown hair, brown eyes. He has class, people skills, and knows everyone. He's a pimp.
Oh, what?
I mean that in the nicest way. I don't think she understands what the word
Oh my gosh, fantastic!
Yeah, the lingo in the 90s was different than what it is today.
We laugh a lot but bicker. Sometimes he bugs me, like when he doesn't put the iron away or steals the... Why is he ironing her... I don't know. Or steals the remote control and makes me watch baseball highlights. But you were watching highlights with Dan and you were fine with that.
Because he's not hot, this guy.
But we have
This is true.
Apparently.
He's a pimp, man. Maybe he's making the coin.
Oh my gosh.
He's a big part of me. He became a constant. I inhaled a huge breath and exhaled slowly and quietly. I looked in his direction, but not into his eyes. Not into his eyes. I had no idea what I was going to say. Bobby, wow. I was not expecting that.
You were so brave. Sorry.
I'm not even asking you to have the same feeling. I don't know this voice. I just had to get it off my chest. I'm sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so embarrassed right now, he said, looking down shyly. I felt so bad. It seemed nothing I could say would get across what I wanted. I don't think of him in that way. I've never even thought of us as a couple.
Oh boy.
I don't want him to take it personally. He's the greatest guy, but he's just not there for me. And I told him so. We talked for half an hour. It was awkward, yet at the end, I felt so much closer to him. Sometimes there are people in our lives that you care so much about, but you don't love them romantically. There's no explaining why. It's okay. You're not supposed to always work. It's a friend foundation, rather than romantic. Wait a minute.
Can this be both?
I sound like Eric.
Oh!
Okay. I finally get it. God is so awesome. He puts
God helped her.
He puts circumstances in our lives that turns the tables and help you deal with something by being put on the other side.
Okay, all right.
I see now.
All right.
This scenario is Eric and me. And only that I was in Eric's shoes and Bobby was in mine, in case you haven't figured that out.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for explaining that.
Bobby likes me, but I don't have the same feelings towards him. It's all very flattering. But I can't help but worry that things will change now that it's all out there. I'm thankful, though, that I can now relate to how Eric must feel. I often wondered if things between Eric and me would ever be normal again, and I see now that they will. And she goes on about Bobby, blah, blah, blah. All right, so next. Trevor shower. Okay.
Oh, yes, we want to hear about this.
It's probably nothing.
Probably.
I showered where he showered.
Somewhere there's a bathroom.
I saw a pube. And
There was water on the floor.
So there's like a locker room with 3 shower heads on the right wall and a mirror, blah, blah, blah. Trevor decided to take a shower. He took off his clothes in the bathroom and because there was no door, what the fuck?
Hey,
Where are they? They're in Toronto.
Wow!
oh no.
I
Yikes,
forgot about
yikes.
this.
Okay, so they're in Canada.
We have
They're in
doors
Toronto.
here, guys.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, so they did a concert. They're at the Holiday Inn. They went to the concert. So at the Molson Amphitheater.
Ooh!
That's us.
Remember when we used to go to
Front
concerts?
row, I was there.
Oh, are you?
This was, that you could have seen him in the shower, Diane.
Oh my god.
Okay,
same
so
building.
the concert was awesome tonight. We both agreed that night.
Yes.
10,000 people were packed in the Molson Amphitheater, which is a gorgeous venue surrounded by water and trees and boats and docks.
True, except
So
Lake
cool.
Ontario smells like
Yeah,
This is true.
Yeah.
So many legendary musicians have performed there, and their pictures are lined on the walls. Whitney Houston, Britney Spears, Elton John, Boyz II Men, Bruce Springsteen, Metallica, even Bon Jovi, who was here just last week.
Remember concerts?
Yeah.
Dressing rooms had balconies that looked over the water. Unfortunately, on the other side of the water were hundreds of screaming fans.
Diane!
Diane was there. Kat and I sat on the balcony, had cigarettes, and all the girls were saying, "Who's that? Whose girlfriend is she?" It was fun.
no.
Diane was not saying that.
Dan and I, they were saying, "Get off the balcony." Fun fact: you can also rent what are they, paddle boats?
Yes.
And you can so sometimes during before concerts, girls would or people would just rent these paddle boats and try to get as close to the venue as possible.
That was
to see
smart.
them.
Yeah.
There was like a bridge.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fun
times.
We saw B44 on that bridge, and they had just whitened their teeth, so it was just like, oh,
Okay, how did I miss this part?
what?
Okay, sorry.
Oh dear.
So Dan and I were sitting on black leather couches doing a crossword puzzle, and Jacob, Eric, and Trevor were all on the tour bus playing video games. I was excited to see Eric walk into the room. Just to see him makes me brighten. This time, however, some girl walked in behind him.
It was Chinzia.
Hi, Elle, Dan said as he stood up to hug her. I sat there stunned. Who was this girl? How does Dan know her? And why is she with Eric? She was tall, maybe 5'10", with Pamela Anderson hair.
Nice.
Her denim bodysuit showed off her perfect curves
Nice.
and deep cleavage.
Whoa.
She had red lips and dark brown eyes. But she wasn't exactly pretty.
Okay,
gosh.
relax yourself.
I don't know, maybe I'm just mean.
Yeah, you
Yes, you are.
Krista, this is Elle. Elle, Krista. A polite nice to meet you came out of both of us as she sat down next to me on the couch. Whoa, don't sit there. I don't think I like you. This is in her head. This is italics. I didn't want to appear rude. So, Elle, where are you from? New York. Eric flew me in last night and I met him at the hotel.
Ooh.
I'm staying overnight tonight with you guys and flying back home from Ontario tomorrow.
They're in Ontario right now.
Yes, so she's flying home from Ontario. So
Oh.
she's going back to New York.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was floored. Eric. Oh my gosh. He really didn't like me after all. Instead, he God even showed you this.
God even showed you that.
Yes.
God was like, just kidding.
He preferred this girl. A girl I was forced to have a conversation with. No one's forcing you. Go to the bus. I wanted to cry or throw up. The boys went off to their meet and greet, and Elle tagged along with Kat and me, and we went outside to the tour bus. I wanted Elle to leave so I could complain to Kat about her, but I swallowed my hostility and acted friendly. I'm sure she was so friendly.
Yeah.
The guys went off to... I thought after the meet and greet was over, Eric would take Elle around with him, and I wouldn't have to be around her anymore. Being face-to-face with the girl Eric likes is my worst nightmare.
Oh my God.
But he went onto the tour bus to play video games. He totally ignored her.
Got what he wanted last night.
He does this every time I'm out here, she said to me on the verge of tears. Every time? How many times has she been shown the has she been out to visit? She continued, I should know better by now. He's been doing this to me for the past 2 years.
Whoa.
In private, he loves me, but we're in public. It seems like he just doesn't know I exist.
Wow.
Eric, this book is not good for you.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I missed that in my first. Thank God I saw that. Jesus, this is a good section. Okay. 2 years? Insert knife. Twist slowly to the left. He passed right by her at catering. He opted to eat in the dressing room with Trevor while she fended for herself. I thought she was going to collapse.
Wow.
I was silently nominated babysitter and made her go outside with Kat and me to smoke a cigarette. Good. Force people.
There you
I
go.
told
Peer
her
pressure.
cigarettes make everything better.
Yikes! Yikes!
No! Boys and girls, no.
That lung cancer is real.
A good essay.
Eric would kill me if he saw me smoking, she said, sort of giggling. Maybe I'll call him out here. I don't know. That's her thought. The guys went into lockdown, and luckily I went in alone. Pat was stuck babysitting Elle and did stretches with Jacob. The dressing room was narrow, long, and rectangular. There's tiles, blah, blah, blah. Ashley works out.
That's
Okay,
great.
so this is...
He still does.
Now we'll get there. Trevor decides to take a shower. He took off his clothes in the bathroom, and because there was no door, I could see his naked physique.
Nice.
I don't know whether or not he knew I could see him, but it is obvious and well understood that he feels confident and secure with himself.
Good. Very good.
I blush at the thought of even describing what I saw. Well, you can't not tell us.
I know, you gotta tell us.
Unless you got to
Describe everything else like fucking this is what I want to know
I
about.
want to know about Trevor's nakedness. Okay.
Exactly.
Or, you could have not looked also was an option.
That's true.
But as Lydia knows...
Be respectful.
That's out the window now.
But anyways, let's just say he is in fantastic shape. Mm-hmm. Very hot. I was What? Oh, God, okay. I was kneeling on the ground while Jacob was doing pelvic thrusts on the floor.
God. What did you
to
think?
stretch his lower back.
What were you thinking?
Trevor's naked, and now she's kneeling.
And he's doing pelvic
But
thrusts.
now Jacob is doing pelvic thrusts.
What?
Now moved into an erotic fan picture.
All right. I'm buying it.
I'm Lydia's alley.
So now the chapter is over. Okay, sorry. Fantastic shape, very hot, kneeling on the ground.
Is the 9 inches real?
Is it 9 inches?
So the pelvic thrusters just strengthened Jacob's lower back. He looked up at me and caught me looking at Trevor. Jacob propped himself up on his elbows to look where my gaze was. He flicked my knee and laughed out loud. Trevor immediately looked over us and realized the scenario. He didn't appear one bit startled, and his closed-mouthed smile made him seem almost shy. He turned and stepped into the steaming shower. Wow, that was a heavy scene for involving no dialogue. What about the inches?
I know. Confirm the inches.
Come on, man.
Well, she didn't have a ruler or anything. Like,
I do appreciate that Jacob caught her looking at Trevor.
That, yes.
All right.
That was interesting.
As lockdown was nearing an end, Pugsley, who the fuck is Pugsley?
just keep going.
Brought in their headset microphones, Mike and Kat filtered in, blah, blah, blah. Eric approached me from behind and asked what I was doing after the show. Elle is in town. Okay.
He doesn't.
Can you babysit Elle for me?
You should hang with Elle and me.
I need a third wheel, so.
I don't think threesome. I think Elle.
I wasn't around back then. I mean, maybe.
Yes, it was. The 60s happened.
Oh, right.
Lydia.
Okay. Is he serious? How weird would that be?
He wants other people there, so she won't
just
have to talk to her. Come on.
Oh, please, can't
Figure it out, Krista.
I don't know if she actually said this or just thought this, because it has quotes as if she said this. Oh, please, can I? How fun. Can I sleep in the middle? I'm pretty sure she didn't say it. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what to think about this. Why the hell would he ask me to hang out with him and Elle?
It's very obvious.
Yeah.
Doesn't he know that just the thought of them together is torture for me? I don't need to witness the extent of the relationship. And what if they kissed in front of me? I would puke. Seriously. No thanks, Eric. I'm going out to dinner with Leonardo DiCaprio tonight.
Yeah.
I've been putting it off, and it really isn't fair, being in town and all.
He's not Canadian.
He could be in town. You don't know.
Okay, all right.
He
sure.
smiled the smile, and I walked away wishing I was dead. Right now, Jacob, Kat, and I are eating pepperoni pizza and watching Much Music, the Canadian MTV.
Thank you.
In my hotel room. Wave was just on.
Wave.
Which is the band that's on tour. How cool! Jacob is about to leave, and Kat and I are getting ready to order hot fudge sundaes and talk. Have I mentioned how much I love having a girl on tour with me? Jacob dances sensitive, blah, blah,
Blah,
blah.
blah, blah.
Okay, so there's only 2 sections. There's the goodbye and then the tips.
Okay,
So we're good.
all right.
I know we're probably over.
We're 105, yeah.
Okay, sorry guys.
That's
but,
okay.
it is what it is. Okay, so she leaves from Montreal. So, 3 a.m., Renaissance Hotel, Montreal, Canada. I'm trying to stay awake and savor every last moment here. Everyone has the day off tomorrow, but I have to leave at the airport at 6 a.m. Kat and I decide to stay awake all night together. I can sleep on the plane, and she can sleep as long as she wants since there's no call time. Tonight's concert was amazing. Perhaps it just seemed that way because it was my last one. Nevertheless, amazing. Before the show started, we all ate together in catering, went to sound check. I sat front row center with Mike and Kat and watched the guys rehearse. In between songs, Trevor said into his microphone, "Boo if you're sad, Krista is leaving." All of the crew and band started booing loudly. My smile was so big you couldn't have torn it off my face. Just sitting there, I loved where I was. I saw Dave again. So this is Dave from Wave, which is this Canadian.
She briefly dates him at one point, but it's not important.
Nothing. Yeah. Everyone heard I was
Eric
leaving.
know about this?
I'm sure
Yes,
he
I
does.
feel like there was some.
I'm sure he didn't
Nobody
care.
cared. She didn't really like. Dave is the ugly one. I'm sorry, Dave, if you're watching this. Everyone had heard I was leaving, so he took me aside before I went into lock. And Dave apparently liked Krista more than she liked him, according to Krista.
Out
Also, she was another against
Another
her.
God's children Wow.
We exchanged numbers and hugged, and he kissed me on the cheek. It was sweet. He was fun. I had a minor fling. Good for me. My mom would be proud. She always says summer flings are the best.
I don't think her mom would be
think she
proud.
actually slept with him. I think they just went on like a date at a hotel.
Oh,
Good for me.
Yes.
My mom would be proud.
We went back from the concert at 11, and on the ride back, Jacob said, "Chris, this is your last concert. This is your last ride back to the hotel from a venue."
Goodbye.
He made a sad face. He can do this thing with his lower lip. It's cute. It made puppy dog eyes. Ashley said, "It's going to be so weird tomorrow. We're all going to keep saying, 'Where's Krista?'" Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very, like, Wizard of Oz part of the book where she, like, says goodbye to them all, like, individually. And
Yes, it's very... yes.
there's
Okay.
It's too much.
Okay.
It's
I
too
was
much.
sitting between Ashley and Eric. Eric put his arm around me and said, "You should stay here, even though Jacob's back is better. You can be something else besides a nurse. You could be our personal assistant. You basically take care of us all anyways." I smiled with a closed mouth and looked at him. He's so cute. That would be fun, but this business, it really isn't for me. I am a nurse. I miss my life. But it's strange because I have a whole nother life that you guys don't know about. You guys aren't part of my world, and that's so sad for me.
whole
Have to go
new
back
world.
sometime, but I'm just so used to you. We got to the hotel, went out to the separate rooms. I changed my clothes, went to say goodbye to each guy individually. I went to Dan's room first. I knocked on his door, and he answered while he was on his cell phone. He knew I was there to say goodbye, and I heard him say to his dad, "I'll call you back," before he hung up the phone. We went over to the couch, and he asked me how I felt about leaving. "Dan, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself once I get home. I'm always going to wonder what you guys are doing and where you are. I'm scared you will forget about me." They did not. They did not. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Because Shinzi is around to tell them.
Yeah.
He leaned forward and hugged me. "Krista, never." We shared a big hug. When he pulled away, he said, "I got you a present." I was so surprised. He's so sweet. Truly one of the most thoughtful, generous guys I know. It's not wrapped, so you'll have to close your eyes.
It's a dick and a nut.
That would be wrapped.
Yeah.
I closed my eyes and felt him place a slightly heavy object in my hands. I opened my eyes and found a huge
9 inches? No, sorry.
crossword puzzle book. It was thick, black hardback. It was a very nice one, totally expensive looking. Engraved in gold on the front said, "Crosswords for the stars." I almost cried. Tears welled up in my eyes, and I realized just how much I would miss Dan. At the door, we hugged again, and he kissed me on the cheek, the forever gentleman, and we promised we'd keep in touch. Dan is the guy who showed me that chivalry isn't dead, and you need to focus in order to get things done, and the secret to taking care of your body means drinking orange juice without pulp.
That's a takeaway.
Oh God.
Okay.
That's how Uncle Joe's 101. He taught me how to stay grounded, loyal to your morals, and that stability is the key to happiness. I will miss his perspective on life. I learned that 2 minds are better than 1. I headed to Jacob's room. I didn't know how to feel about saying goodbye to him. I can't.
You're not really. You're still friends.
You're living with his girlfriend.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm not going to see him tomorrow, even though they have the day off, so they could have accompanied him. I held back tears even as I walked down the hall. I was feeling sadness, gratefulness, and love. Jacob was the reason I'm here. And unfortunately, he had to break his back. But that's why I got to go on tour in the first place. God really knows what he's doing.
Now God knows what he's doing again.
Break your back. He intricately places us with people and weaves us in and out of opportunities. Jacob made it comfortable for me in the world. I emotionally relied on our common past, our connection, our bond, the depth and history of our friendship. It hurts to leave him. I won't see him daily, and I simply miss the person he is. He opened the door and held his arms outstretched immediately. We gave each other a bear hug, and I went inside. True to our nature, we sat at the coffee table for a good half an hour playing Egyptian rat screw. He won, damn him.
How do you have time? Don't you have to?
I was
Well, it was 11 o'clock when she got back to the hotel, so Lord knows what time it is. Like,
Okay, all right.
Can't you let me win once? Let me go home with some dignity? He had that rascal look on his face and said, nope. We put our cards down and opened a Sprite to share. Chris, you've been here for so long. It's going to be weird without you.
Okay, I'm like...
He's randomly started calling her Chris.
Yeah, that's what I'm
nickname.
like.
Chris Kirkpatrick.
I'm just like, why not? Okay.
It's going to be weird without you. I have to break my... I might have to break my back.
No, don't do that. No.
Don't worry, God. I'll do it for you. Just looking at him, I realized I'll miss his dreadlocks. They probably smelled terrible, by the way. I'll miss his studded belts, and I'll miss that he's the only person who still calls me Chris, which did not happen at the beginning of the book. Jacob looked out for me. He was my constant. At times, we had all been... It was all about Chris and Jake. I would go to him for everything.
Right.
Jacob, can I get away with wearing turtlenecks, or do I not have enough of a neck? What? Why turtlenecks in the summer?
I think it's funny that you brought up the studded belts, though, because that was another thing that they brought up in our chat, that, like, Jacob got all mad because he was the one that wore the
He was the studded belt guy, and then... It's great. Depth of surprises.
See, it's not all lies, guys.
Jacob took on more roles. He was a brother, sometimes a dad, sometimes even a girlfriend. When we were in Las Vegas, I remember he sat me down and gave me a pep talk about a guy who was flirting with me backstage. Jacob said, don't believe all you hear him say. I know him, and it's my duty to make sure you're treated better than he could treat you. Trust me, hang out with me instead. My forever brother. Then sometimes he'd take on the role of a dad. We were flying to San Diego from Orlando, just the two of us. The flight was delayed for 3 hours, so Jacob took me to lunch, and we went to several gift shops. In each one, he said, get anything you want. We have to entertain ourselves. He always made sure I was taken care of. At that moment, I knew if my dad could only have seen this between us, he would have been grateful to him. Jacob, I'm indebted to you forever. Look how much I've gotten to do because of you. No, look at what you've gotten to do because of you. We both worked hard at what we love, and you stepped in and saved the day. I am indebted to you. Without you, I would still be sitting on a stool. I was wearing jeans, in case anyone was wondering.
Oh my God.
Red diesel tennis shoes and a red top that said Rockstar written in white across the front.
Thank God. I couldn't have slept tonight without knowing what color the font was.
What was her hair doing? I don't know. He had on jeans and a red t-shirt with a white star symbol. We were twins, and we set the timer on my camera to take one last picture. Our actual goodbye had to be really quick, almost like I'd see him tomorrow. A hug. Bye, Jacob, I love you. And walked out the door in fear of crying like a baby. It's not like I won't talk to him every day, though. When he's on the road, he'll call Janie 10 times a day.
Exactly.
And those calls are usually very early in the morning, and I always end up answering the phone. Something to look forward to already. I'm leaving here with an unusually strong relationship with Jacob. I'm so thankful that I'm able to have him as a friend.
Okay, next.
Okay, keep going.
He's a great guy. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. As I left Jacob's room, I made my way to the elevator and mentally prepared myself for my upcoming goodbye with Trevor.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it.
Nope.
I was gonna say.
I definitely didn't know what to expect.
Obviously, she's gonna save him for last.
guess.
The
guys.
best for last.
I guess.
I forgot.
He answered the door in his towel.
I knocked on his door and I could hear his blow dryer in the background. Why is he blow drying his hair at 2 a.m?
Why is everything happening in this book?
Why not?
Crazy.
He opened the door with a white towel around his waist and his silver necklace with the numbers 269 hanging from his neck.
Oh
His
my.
smile brightened and said, Krista, come in. I've been waiting for you.
Oh my
Drop the
god.
towel.
No.
9 inches sprung to... No, that's not it.
Oh my
He
god.
quickly changed into warm-up pants and a t-shirt and led the way to the balcony.
Oh my
The
god.
weather was a perfect temperature, and it was dim and crisp outside. What the fuck?
Is this the middle of the night?
3 a.m. Or maybe it's 3 a.m. when she's writing this. I don't know.
I don't know.
He showed me the patio table and pulled out a chair for me. Then he reached up for the white linen tablecloth. Okay. That was sitting on the table.
Sure.
Oh
Whisking the tablecloth off, he revealed that he had previously ordered room service. We sat down to eat 5 bowls of cereal and a pitcher of milk.
Ew.
Our mutual favorite thing. I was seriously shocked. This was such a precious gesture.
Cereal?
5 bowls.
5 bowls.
I'm assuming they're different
Now a
flavors.
sausage would have been.
But I'm not.
I was seriously shocked. It's such precious. There was also an iced tea waiting for me with the sweet and low already stirred in. I stared at him and said, "Thank you so much. You absolutely blow me away."
Now it's to blow me away.
That was my goal.
Oh lord.
I
What is the voice like
wanted to think of something special to do for you. Actions speak louder than words.
Oh yeah, like this fucking Cheerios is like okay.
We feasted on sugary cereal for the next 20 minutes. That's good. It's good. Solid. Before retiring to the couch, Trevor and I finished off
They
all
had a
5
pitcher
bowls.
of milk so they could add it
I guess.
gradually.
Yeah, right. That's fair. Okay.
To tell you the truth, he was so genuine and charming. He's so sweet. I'm impressed. Just think, Trevor ordered me cereal by room service. So he turned to
You know
me
what's
and
annoying
said,
about this as an adult with
Yeah.
responsibilities and bills? I'm like, he literally could have like walked to a corner store
I know.
bought a
"Do you understand how
$3
much
box
this
of
fucking cereal probably cost him?"
yeah.
One paying for it.
One
Who cares?
time, Josh and I went to a hotel, and literally it was like $80 for some croissants and fruit, and I was like, "How is this $80?"
Yikes.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm annoyed because
Yeah.
I'm like, if he did order it from room service, he's way overpaid for fucking cereal.
Yeah, agreed. Totally.
True.
Krista's worth it. It's a gesture.
It's a good.
Sure.
Very
You
genuine.
wouldn't have gotten white linen tablecloths at the corner store.
Yeah, I suppose.
7-Eleven. Okay.
Look on the
Turned to
bright
me
side.
and said, "I'm sad you're leaving. Leaving you guys is harder than I thought it was going to be. Over the past couple weeks, I thought I would be ready to go home, but it's so startling now that it's actually happening. I don't really know how I'm feeling about it yet, but the cereal definitely brightens my mood. There's nothing like a bowl
The cereal does it all for
Cocoa
her.
Puffs. There's nothing like a bowl of Cocoa Puffs with my Trevor.
Oh my
I love it when you call me that. My Trevor, not
Trevor.
Cocoa Puffs.
Hey, Cocoa Puff.
You are my Trevor.
Slightly racist.
Yeah.
Remember that next time you decide to hit on another random girl, you're better than that. You always rely on what you can always rely on what you really mean to some. This is Krista to Trevor. What you mean to some people. It makes everything else seem silly, all the games and girls. Be content with knowing that there are people who know you and love you. Next time you have a bad day, just remember that you made mine today. That was such a sweet and wonderful surprise. AKA Trevor, stop being a hoe. Even though we talked back and forth across the table. Oh, okay. It was about 12:45 a.m. and he said, "You're leaving today. I hate the sound of that."
She must be writing this at
So
3
at
a.m.
3 a.m.
All right.
because she had to be at the airport for 6.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that you're leaving. I hate the sound of that, but I'm so excited for you to go back home. You get to resort back to normality. I'm actually jealous. I miss the days when I could just walk around without being recognized and go to college. Well, coming up soon. If I didn't feel like being noticed, I didn't have to be. Now it's all changed. Treasure what you have. Go back and treasure it for me. I have loved getting to know Trevor. There is a lot going on in his head of his that he lets on. True, you could just cut the sexual tension between us with a knife.
Oh, yeah.
Too bad it only came with spoons for the syrup. But that's part of what made my trip even more fun. I saw the Trevor that makes girls swoon. He has sex appeal with a flirtatious, fun-loving approach. I just know that he was the guy in high school, think quarterback on the varsity team, who broke girls' hearts and the one you always wanted to be noticed by in the hall.
What about Eric?
Special, blah, blah, blah. I learned about Trevor's great taste in music.
Eric.
Yada, yada, yada.
It's been an hour and some time.
Okay. I knew I had to finish making my rounds, so Trevor walked me to the door. He moved to me and we hugged. When will I see you again? Krista Richards? Trevor Pennick? I'll be around. And then he kissed me.
Yeah?
For a couple of seconds, our lips were locked.
Nice.
And my arms around his neck.
Nice.
His around my waist.
Nice.
He's like,
Finally selection.
How many pages in are we?
236.
Holy shit. Okay.
His lips were soft and full and perfect. After we backed away, he took me in his arms again for a hug. We held on to each other for a while, and when we separated, he leaned in and kissed me again.
Nice.
Keep in touch, Krista.
Hell yes.
I will. I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't blush. My stomach was practically doing flips. He is an incredibly good kisser. So, Trevor, this is a good book for you.
Good job, Trevor.
Well done.
Yes. I can tell you he's total take charge, let me show you how it's done type of guy. Go, Trevor.
Oh, wow.
May you live long and prosper.
Okay.
I've learned how important it is to flirt. You can sharpen up your skills.
Yeah, well done, Eric.
Okay, hold on, Ashley. Ashley was next. He opened the door, hugged me, kissed me 3 times. What the fuck, Krista?
Nice.
Ashley is a very complicated person. Deep, bright, dramatic, friendly, sensitive. I think he's extraordinary. I love watching Ashley write lyrics for songs. He'd sit on the tour bus and play his guitar for hours. Even though sometimes he doesn't come across as being too bright. Ouch. I always went to him when I didn't know what a word meant in a book I was reading. He always seemed to know. He's very academically smart. I love how he does.
How are you stupid and smart at the same time? Okay.
You know, I don't know.
Okay.
This is Krista we're talking about.
Beams of generosity. Everyone's best friend, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Everyone I meet automatically becomes my best friend. I finally found someone who is similar to me in that way. I love that about Ashley. It's my favorite thing. He invited me in and we sat down on the couch. He had ordered dinner for himself and offered me half of a chicken breast sandwich. No thanks, Ash. Trevor just fed me cereal.
At 12:45 a.m. Like,
Yes.
Oh my god.
We sat next to each other as he finished his dinner. We discussed the book. Krista, it's
What
a great
are
book.
you?
Made me sad that if I didn't stay with Ashley for too long. I found myself getting antsy because I knew Eric was next.
No.
Ashley and I told each other that our hearts would hurt at first, but time heals all wounds. I would get to visit, and until then, read books, write songs, and drink protein shakes. Oh, I almost forgot. I wondered what he was talking about. Ashley went to his backpack and pulled out a book. It was A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I know it's on a list of things to do in your life. I figured I would buy it for you to help you get along. Maybe next time we'll go skydiving. They're so sentimental, giving me gifts, unnecessary appreciated.
Eric.
Ashley, thank you. We're nerds. He walked me to the door and made sure that he had my phone number entered into his cell phone. Another hug and a kiss, and I walked into the hall.
I don't feel these are lip kisses.
Yeah, it's probably...
That other one was, but I don't think this one.
I learned, if nothing else, there's always laughter. 4 down, 1 to go.
Oh my god.
Eric, just to write his name makes me smile. Oh, okay. Now we're happy now. Is it weird that I've continued to love him even though he doesn't love me?
Yes!
He led me into his room and immediately pulled me into a hug. I had butterflies and felt woozy inside. When we released, he sat down next to me on the bed and patted his hand next to invite me to sit next to him. I think I will miss him most. I will miss how I felt
you most of all
when I'm around him.
The scarecrow.
He made me feel like a little girl. I felt that way tonight, too. That's weird.
It is very weird.
Eric takes me back to the days when I slow danced with that boy in 6th grade and was so taken by him I could hardly breathe. All my friends took to the side, giggling, but no one would rain on my parade. You knew you would never feel that way again. You were flustered and happy just to be held by that boy. That one boy. We all have our fantasies, and they're supposed to be unobtainable. There are some people you meet and just bond with. A friendship, a feeling, a dream. A relationship full of comfort, instant normal routine. Eric also showed me
awake
something.
At this time,
They don't-
or was he waiting for her? Like, this is pretty late in the night.
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess
te-
they finished a concert, didn't they?
they did, yeah.
So
you're
they're
kinda
probably
wound up.
up-ish. Yeah.
So tell me, how do you feel? I thought about it for a moment and said, good. Bad. I don't know. I'm going to miss you guys so much. You especially, I think. I didn't really know what to say to him. I wanted to tell him that if he changed his mind about me, just let me know.
Oh,
I wanted to tell him that I would always love him.
Lydia.
Yeah.
No matter what came into my life from that point on, they wouldn't compare to him. What? He's treated you like shit!
I know. Like, that's horrible.
See how he treats Elle. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yikes.
Instead, I told him what I thought he wanted to hear. I'm glad things worked out the way they did between us, Eric. You made my trip so much better being here with me. By being my friend, you're what got me excited to go about my day. I sat there for a moment speechless. I seriously thought I was on the verge of crying. I didn't want to leave his room, his presence. Just when I thought I was going to have to go to my own room because my heart was breaking, he said, I have something for you.
Oh, no.
I had no idea what it was.
Elf panties.
He had got me something? Could it be a symbol of his love?
Oh my
No.
gosh.
How many times do you have to go over this, Krista?
No, Krista.
I sat in bewilderment as he went to his suitcase. He's like, shit, what do I got?
What can I give away?
And returned to me with a present of a box wrapped in red paper. Oh,
Oh, he wrapped something.
it's my ticket in a box.
So now she wishes.
I know red is your favorite color. I had the girl wrap it in red. I looked at him. He had on a navy blue hat. A white undershirt with dog tags around his neck, dark denim jeans, and white socks. His brown eyes were narrowed in on me, and I noticed his dimple. At that moment, I felt weak in the knees.
What's in the box?
Very special. I can't believe you got me something. Open it. Now? I was stalling. I didn't know how I was going to react. I unwrapped the red paper to the plain white box. I lifted the lid, and an engagement ring.
Yeah,
I
right.
removed the tissue around the rectangular shaped gift. To my delight and astonishment, therein lay the movie Cinderella.
What the fuck?
I immediately knew the reason for the gift.
Because you're cleaning after everybody?
You're like their maid?
Oh my gosh.
Now you can be at home and watch the movie, and it will remind you of me and our dog, Gus. Oh, they had a fake dog at one point.
Yes, we all forgot about Gus as
I
well.
can't believe he remembered our three-legged dog named Gus. Night after night, I'd fallen asleep dreaming of Eric and me in bed with Gus. Oh my God! I was flattered and touched that he remembered. I opened my arms, and he sat next to me, and we hugged. We hugged for a long time. We would break away and say something, sometimes laugh, sometimes almost cry, and then we'd hug again. The minutes flew by, and I wished I wasn't leaving in the morning. Just one more day, God. I wasn't ready to say
He's
goodbye.
done. I think it's fair share. I think he got you in, and you're good.
I couldn't. I started to cry. I'm so sad. Me too. What's going to become of our squad?
Oh my god.
You were the only remaining girl after Janie went home.
Oh my god.
It's only going to be me and Jacob. I'll have to be a member via phone. That's depressing. I know, but at least you still get to be out here. My normal life is boring as hell, and that's depressing. Sometimes boring is better. Being on the go all the time gets highly overrated. That's a good way to look at it, and I will tell, but I still will feel lonely. He kissed me on the cheek and said, I think you're amazing. Whoever ends up with you is the luckiest man in the world.
Thanks.
Make sure he deserves you.
Oh my god.
Oh, how I wish it could be him. I love that Eric said that to me. It's like Eric's like, please leave. I love that it even entered his mind. I love that he wanted me to know he cared about me. We were sitting so close to each other, I laid my head on his shoulder. We sat for a couple of moments, no talking, no movement. Just Eric and me having our last moments together before my universe would be altered. I truly didn't know when I would see him again. Something changed inside me then. For the first time in my life, I learned the true meaning of saying goodbye. I stood up to leave and he followed me to the door. We hugged one last time and he gave me a long kiss on the cheek.
There you go. See?
Okay.
I miss you, he said.
Them cheeks.
You have no idea. I learned that you should be yourself to the bitter end. Make a fool of yourself, reach for the sky and be bold. It'll be better at the end. Keep in mind, blah, blah, blah. She turned, she cried. She went to the thing.
She went to the
She
airport?
had a pack of cigarettes.
Oh my god!
Anyways, it's all good. Then there's an epilogue that has some like questions about celebrities. Do you care? Or are we done?
I feel like
we're done.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Is anything like of importance?
I'll read the titles. You tell me if you need. A celebrity party doesn't mean the whole crowd is made of celebrities.
No.
It's not that hard to find celebrities.
we know that.
Yeah.
The average person doesn't realize how long it takes celebrities to look as good as they do at award shows when making public appearances.
That's true.
I also used to think that the entertainment industry was fun and games.
No,
For
Obvious.
me, being in the midst of that world can teach you so much about integrity.
Yeah.
A celebrity has
You lose your integrity.
yes.
Yeah.
A celebrity has to be very selective about who they can trust.
Yes.
True, yeah.
And then she talks about the guy who based in, and that's whatever. And then,
Yeah.
we're good.
Well done.
Well,
Thanks,
here is
Chinzia.
the quote that finishes.
Oh, sorry. Got excited.
Not too early.
I love my past. I love my present. I am not ashamed of what I've had, and I'm not sad because I have it no longer. Colette, French writer.
Wonderful.
So there you go. There's most of the book. There's obviously more in here, but
You got the highlights.
Thanks, Chinzia, for reading it for us.
guys.
Yeah.
And those voices.
Thank you for your reaction.
That is great.
to work on my O-Town voices. I apologize, but so there you go.
Yes.
Fun times.
Make sure you guys leave your reactions to all of that in the comments.
Make sure to like,
Feel free
subscribe,
to tell Eric that he's not well portrayed in this book.
and that
You
Big
know
food.
what though?
And Dan is.
Dan is.
In Eric's defense, this girl it will not take a fucking hint that he's not interested. Like, what is he supposed to do?
Even God's intervening, like, hey, I don't know about this.
Yeah. Like,
Yes, but there you go. So it honestly, thank you if Krista sees this. I apologize if you do not.
You don't mean to roast you that much, Krista.
But
we were
would've done
jealous.
The same thing.
I wish I was in your spot.
Just like you when you're describing the Mean Girls. This is us just going, kudos to you.
Yeah, kudos to you, buddy.
Had a good time. Had a book written.
thank you for writing it because this is our content.
We wish we could have done the same thing. So,
so-
yeah. So as much as we shit upon you, we're actually jelly.
And according to Jacob, she did get married to somebody. I wonder if
Jacob's
it was
friend.
Bobby. That was
No,
No.
because he said she didn't know that girl.
yeah,
that
in the
guy.
high school thing.
Yes. So
Anyways,
go back to our O-Town episode to find out who she got married to. But yeah, so Krista seems to be having a great life. So yeah,
Good job,
Good
Krista.
job.
thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
thanks for listening.
Bye.